The Hawks rolled the Hornets. Pelicans beat the Spurs. Zion was warming up, doing 360 dunks, but apparently not playing in the next game. You got New Orleans in Los Angeles coming up on Friday, Atlanta at Cleveland on Friday, and the Hall of Famer, Dominique Wilkins, back on the show. Neek, what did you take away from Hawks' performance against the Hornets?
Well, I thought our defense was outstanding from start to finish. We really put them in uncomfortable situations. So I thought from a defensive standpoint, we really put our stamp on that game. And it really generated a lot of easy offense for us, especially in the second half.
Who does Trae Young remind you of?
You know, he's a special young man. I mean, you know, he has the court vision like a Pete Maravich, who can really get people involved. I mean, unbelievable court vision this kid has, and his ability to get to A to B as quickly as possible, you know, either with the three-point shot or the drive, man. So it's hard to say this one guy remind you of, but the first guy that comes to mind is someone like a Pete Maravich, who really does a great job at really getting people involved. I mean, he's a wonderful passer.
Did you face Maravich?
No, I did. I missed Maravich by, I think, 1 or 2 years. But I used to, actually, when I was in college, I used to work out with him in the summer. So he helped get me ready for the NBA.
What was that like?
Oh, it was fun. I mean, here's a guy that I had a lot of respect for, and I knew of him, and I met him a few times in Atlanta. And so when I was at Georgia, he used to come down, you know, on the weekends, and we used to work in ball handling skills, shooting, and those sort of things. So we had a really cool relationship.
And he was one of the great ball handlers of all time. I know we look at Kyrie now, but Maravich, and then you realize that, you know, that guy was scoring 45 points a game in college.
He was before his time.
Yeah.
Dan, what he was doing never been done before. And he did it. He averaged that in college, 44 points a game, which is pretty amazing when you sit back and think about it, with no three-point line.
What would you have been like, though, in today's NBA?
Man, you know, I mean, I come from an era where, you know, it was physical, bump and grind, and put your hands on people. And I still was averaging, you know, 28, 29, 30 a game. I don't know if I had the freedom of movement where people couldn't put their hands on me. I don't know, but I believe it'd be a lot more than 35 a game. It's because of the freedom that you have, you know, so it's easier to score.
Did you have a rivalry with Jordan when it came to scoring? I know there was the slam dunk contest, but did you feel like you were every bit as good, if not better, than Jordan?
Oh, man, we had plenty of rivals. You know, Michael, all the guys I played against, probably the most fun guy to play against was Michael Jordan, man, because he raised your level of play, intensity.
Wait, so fun? I've never heard somebody describe playing against Jordan as fun, Neek.
It was fun. What I mean by that is that I was excited to play against him. So it was fun to go against a great player. Like, of course, the competitive level was a whole different level because we were very competitive. We wanted to kick each other's butt. There's no question about that. And so we had some fierce games that we played against each other throughout our career. We, against one another in our careers, we averaged 30 over 30 a game against each other in our career. And so when I say fun, that's the atmosphere that's what basketball is about, to play against somebody like that.
I don't remember you talking when you played. Did Michael talk?
I didn't talk much. You know, it's certain times that you talk. You know, Mike might get under your skin. You know, he might say a little bit, but he wasn't a big time trash talker. He didn't have to be. But if he talked trash, you know, it was try to get in your head or somebody he didn't like. So, but other than that, nah, he didn't talk a lot.
You remember your first playoff game?
Oh, man. My first playoff game. That's so long ago, I can't remember. I believe it was probably against, I don't know, Milwaukee. I think it was. But that's been so long ago, and it's hard for me to think that far back.
Who did you couldn't wait to face who? Which individual defender?
Man, I tell you, it was a lot of great defenders back then.
The guy who wasn't any good. Like I asked George Gervin I said, Ice, who was the guy that you couldn't wait to play against? He goes, Kevin Greavy. Kevin Greavy.
Oh man, that's good because the guy that I most wanted to play against, but from a defensive standpoint, the guy who I love playing against guys like Kelly Tripucka. You know, it was something. It was something about him, man, that I couldn't wait to play against.
Well, yeah, didn't he? Did he have the fro back then, or you know?
Yeah, he did. He
had the perm or whatever that. Yeah.
And I remember in a playoff game, I went for 50 in a playoff game. It was one of those games. I hope he's there tonight.
I got your first playoff game is against Boston, 1983.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah,
that's a long time ago. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't have guessed Boston. If I didn't go back and look through the archives, but that was a great Boston team.
So that's your first time facing Bird, in the playoffs. Yeah. Because you guys had great battles.
Yeah, that was the first time Bird ever talked trash to me. It was my rookie season, my first game I ever played against him.
What'd he say?
And that was the only thing. I can't even tell you what he said.
Clean up the language. What?
One of the things the first thing I think, really the only thing he said to me, I'm guarding him. It's my first play. He's coming down the court and I'm guarding him. He looks at me. He said, "I don't know why they have you guarding me, Holmes." And he shoots the three. Now, I wasn't upset he made the three. I said, "But this son of a gun just called me Holmes." But it was funny because after that, because they knew I was going to keep coming, But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me. And then we had a lot of respect for each other over the years. And so I never forget that one thing, man. I'm like, I was so hot, Oh, man. But, we talk about that stuff to this day, man. We just sit and laugh about a lot of that stuff.
Well, Bird famously wouldn't talk to, I think it's Dan Marley. He would talk to maybe Alton Lister or somebody, and he said, I feel so disrespected that you guys put a white guy on me.
Oh, man. That's Larry. That's Larry. That's who he was, man.
How was the 75th anniversary party?
Oh, man, that was amazing. It was breathtaking.
Did you meet somebody that you had never met before?
Yeah, you meet quite a few people that you've never really had a chance to talk to. It was when you walk into that room and they're taking pictures of the greatest players. Man, the electricity in the room. I mean, the emotions in the room. It's hard to explain. And it was so many of us that was just in awe of that moment. So that's something that is with you for the rest of your life.
Hawks go to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. How deep can they go this year?
Well, similar situation. Of course, we were much better situation last year as far as being in the playoffs. But now, we still have an opportunity if we win this next game to get to the 8th spot and have a chance to play against Miami. And I think we match up very, very well against them. So I love the Hawks' chances, against a team like Miami. But, hey, we got to get by Cleveland first.
Yes, you do. And that's going to be tough because although Cleveland not having Jared Allen, but that's a good team. And Darius Garland and Trae Young will be a good matchup.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a great matchup. And you're right. That team is so big up front now. Jared Allen plays tomorrow night, which, we're hearing rumors that may happen. They get bigger, because Mobley just came back. So it'll be a tough game. But, again, we go in and cut down the mistakes, take care of the basketball. We have a great chance of winning that game.
Can you explain why Zion's not playing?
Well, I just heard you say he was in the layup line. Duncan doing 360. It seemed like to me you ready to play if you can do all that stuff. But hey, who knows?
Yeah, I just don't understand that. If you're not cleared to play, are you cleared to do 360s in warm-ups, Neek?
I come from a different era. We was like, hey, if we're healthy enough to walk up and down the court and run, you can play.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's not that same mentality. I played with two dislocated fingers and sprung ankle and a temperature of 103. Didn't think once about not playing because that's how much I love the game. And I felt like I owe it to my teammates to be there. That was just my mentality.
If I did an over 60 slam dunk competition, are you the number one seed?
No.
No?
You know, hey, I'm going to tell you something, man. I've seen Dr. J and I've seen Kareem, all them guys dunk over 64. You know, when before they were dunking the basketball. I might give you one, but, you know, the thing is, going up is easy.
Coming
down is going to kill you.
That's what Vince Carter told me. He says, I can go up. Yeah. It's just coming down is what hurts.
But he still has an advantage. He's a lot younger than all of us.
Yeah.
So he's got a major advantage.
That would be interesting if Dr. J would win the slam dunk contest of the over 60.
Hey, look, you know, it's quite a few guys who I think could fit in that category, you know, that I look at Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
You know, he's another guy who's still can throw it down pretty easily.
Doc is 72.
I didn't know Doc was that old.
Yeah.
You know,
he still looks good,
like I
man.
said, it's just a few years back, I used to see him, and he told me, he said, I try to do one dunk a year. Every year I try to do a dunk, you know, and he has. It's pretty amazing.
Great to talk to you as always, Neek, and good luck with the Hawks on Friday.
Always good to talk to you, Dan. Appreciate you.
Thank you, bud. That's Dominique Wilkins. Always good to talk to you. Human highlight film, one of the great nicknames there.